There's tons of stuff that I could recommend here. I could recommend Edward Gibbon's The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. I could recommend SPQR, which I've done before by the historian Mary Beard. There are a lot of things to recommend here, but I've decided to recommend instead a novel about Roman history. We're not going to get into Vatican history. There are plenty of great novels about that. Irving Stone, The Agony and the Ecstasy is a great novel about the Sistine Chapel that's worthwhile. So I've just given you a bunch of recommendations about Rome. But here is the big one today. The big one today is Robert Graves' I, Claudius, which is still the single best novel written about the Roman Empire. It was turned into a BBC series starring a bunch of major stars. It'd be like John Hurt was in it. Patrick Stewart is in it. A lot of different folks who are quite famous in I, Claudius. But the book itself by Robert Graves is really tremendous. There's a sequel called Claudius the God that is also a really good read. I, Claudius tells the story of the Emperor Augustus and his family, and it's really labyrinthine in terms of its plot, and the characterizations are just excellent. So if you're looking for a great book to read, I, Claudius is a great book to read. Okay, time for some quick things that I hate. Alrighty, thing that I hate number one. This is an amazing article from the New York Post. So apparently, the Army has a new boot camp prep course. And this new boot camp prep course is basic training without the yelling. Yes, we have to make our military kinder and gentler. Quote, it's a dress rehearsal for boot camp. A new Army program gives lower performing recruits 90 days of fitness and academic instruction before boot camp and has been whipping soldiers into shape and shoring up the military's ranks. More than 5,400 soldiers have graduated from the program since being implemented in August at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, boosting the Army's recruitment goals. Basically, one of the big problems with the Army is that they were unable to find people who are not obese. They were having real trouble finding people who were healthy and didn't have criminal records. And so they lowered their standards, and now they're basically doing remedial fitness for people. Private second class Deja Holliday described the program as basic training without the yelling. Before taking the course, Holliday had tried in vain for 2 years to pass the Army's academic test. After 90 days of instruction, she raised her score by 20 points. I got to tell you, the Army academic test, it's not a test to get into Phi Beta Kappa, guys. I mean, to get into the Army does not require you to be a genius-level MIT grad. So we're just lowering the standards, and then we are basically training kids, training young people to the test. And again, all points for patriotic duty and amazing service to the country that I'm not doing. All points for that. But it's not a criticism of the people who are trying to get in the program. It's a criticism of a military that is unable to meet recruitment goals because it's basically undermined the cause for which it recruits. Inflation has consequences. As the Fed raises those interest rates to combat out-of-control government spending, long-term bonds have diminished in value. That's crippling the banks. Depositors are holding their breath. Investors are bailing on bank stocks. I got to tell you, the smart investment strategy, people ask me all the time, diversify. This is why when I talk about Birch Gold, I don't say take all of your money and sell all of your stocks and then just buy bars of gold. No, I say diversify because diversification is an excellent way to hedge against inflation and uncertainty and economic volatility. This is why gold has been a great hedge historically against the stock market and against inflation. The company I trust to help you diversify into gold is Birch Gold Group. I've bought gold from Birch Gold because I would like a safety net for my own family. You can do the same. Text BEN to 989898. Get a free info kit on gold today. They'll help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical precious metals. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, thousands of happy customers, countless 5-star reviews, Birch Gold is the company I trust to protect my own future as well as yours. Text BEN to 989898 today to get started. Again, that's BEN to 989898 today. It's a great way to hedge against the government's predations on the economy. Text BEN to 989898 today to get started. Let's talk about a simple fact. The economy makes it very hard for you to pay all your bills right now. I understand that. Everybody understands that. So if you're looking at your bills and trying to figure out exactly how you save money, you should take a look at your cell phone bill. You're spending way too much money with Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile. This is why I'm a Pure Talk customer, and you should be too. Switch right now in as little as 10 minutes at puretalk.com. Enter promo code Shapiro to save 50% off your very first month of coverage. You can choose from a variety of unlimited talk and text plans with plenty of high-speed data, all backed by a 100% money-back guarantee. Pure Talk saves the average family over $900 a year. No contract, no hidden fees, no hassle. Go to puretalk.com, enter promo code Shapiro, save 50% off your very first month of coverage, and get an iPhone 12 for just $12 a month. That is puretalk.com, promo code Shapiro. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Restrictions apply. See site for details. Again, important that you save money where you can. There's no reason why you shouldn't try out Pure Talk. I've been using it for all of my business calls. It works excellently. Go check them out right now. Very easy to switch over. puretalk.com, enter promo code Shapiro. Save 50% off your very first month of coverage. puretalk.com, promo code Shapiro. The program involves classroom fitness and discipline training and instructions on everything from how to make a bed to wearing a uniform correctly. It's helped graduates get a leg up in boot camp, according to Army Secretary Christine Wormuth. During basic training, certain young individuals who show a little bit more leadership skills than others get selected to have leadership positions. What we're seeing is kids coming out of the prep courses are the ones who are being chosen for that. About 8,400 recruits have been admitted to the program as of March 17th. You know where they're not doing remedial training like this without the yelling and with the kind and fuzzies is China and also Russia. So, we have massive military advantages, but as it turns out, massive military advantages can wear away over the course of time. Okay, one more thing that I hate. So, Joe Biden is just a senile dolt. And he was asked on the tarmac yesterday about Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. So, if you've been following the saga, which you've been listening to the show, so you'll understand that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pulled back a proposed judicial reform that he had coalition votes for in order to negotiate with the opposition. He did that because the opposition got a ton of people out in the streets, they shut down the economy and all the rest. And so now negotiations are currently taking place. So Joe Biden was asked about that, and his first move was to then insult Netanyahu in sort of the most ridiculous possible way.
Like many strong supporters of Israel, I'm very concerned. And I'm concerned that they get this straight. They cannot continue down this road. And I've sort of made that clear. Hopefully the Prime Minister will act in a way that he's going to try to work out some genuine compromise, but that remains to be seen.
Are you inviting Prime Minister Netanyahu to the White House, sir?
No.
Will he be coming to Washington?
Not in the near term.
Now, Tom Nides, who is the ambassador to Israel, had previously stated that he thought that Bibi would be invited to the White House fairly soon. And so now Biden is walking that back because, again, he is a senile old dolt. This is after Netanyahu has already walked back the judicial reform and said that he's going to negotiate over the judicial reform. Now, imagine how you feel when leaders of foreign countries decide to intervene in domestic American political affairs. Does it piss you off? Pisses me off. I don't like it very much. When the president of the United States decides that he is going to sound off an internal judicial reform that is approved, by the way, like everyone knows there have to be judicial reforms. It's just a question of negotiation. When Biden is sounding off this way and he's like, I'm not inviting anyone, it's obnoxious and stupid. But that is our current president of the United States. Netanyahu, for his part, said, I've known President Biden for over 40 years. I appreciate his longstanding commitment to Israel. But Israel is a sovereign country which makes its decisions by the will of its people and not based on pressures from abroad, including from the best of friends, which seems like an appropriate response. This is just silliness. And again, it is part and parcel of Joe Biden's broader Middle Eastern policy, which apparently is to abandon the entire structure and leave it open to Chinese predation. And that's exactly what's happening. So things are going to get a lot spicier over in the Middle East because Joe Biden is very bad at the presidenting. Alrighty, folks, we've reached the end of the show. We'll be back here tomorrow with much, much more. I'm Ben Shapiro. This is The Ben Shapiro Show.